Welcome back to Cards and Comics, and today I'm going to go through my 1990s baseball insert and autograph collection. And these are the non-King Griffey Jr. cards, so I spend a lot of time on Griffey because he's a main focus of my collection. However, I have been talking a lot about Frank Thomas because I believe his cards are pretty undervalued, and he's a key player of the 90s. Arguably maybe number two, some years Jeter, Nolan Ryan some years. But, in general, I collect a lot of 90s cards regardless. Rookies, inserts, autos. I'm a big 90s collector because that's really when I started collecting. And that's really, for me, like a golden age of collecting is the 90s, because I know a lot of people think the 90s is overproduced, but there were some really great cards. In fact, I would argue with you, with a lot of people that the 90s cards are a lot more, I think unique because a lot more work went into them. There was a lot more competition. This is why I really think the 90s was so much, better than the current decades is there was so much competition. The card makers really went out of their way to make the cards unique looking. I got lots of bells and whistles. I did a video where I talked about the 1995 Fleer metal Marvel set versus the 2017 Spider-Man version, because the 2017 Spider-Man was directly inspired by that set. Same basic design, but you could see the differences between those two sets, and the fact that that 95 set had so much more effort put into it in a lot of ways. And I think that's a microcosm for the 90s, is that so much competition, people were, and card makers were really having to try to one up each other, that it led to some really awesome cards. And even if, you think a lot of stuff was overproduced, there's some rare stuff in the 90s that was worth collecting. So I'm going to go through it, and, I'm going to show every card because, I'm just going to show you kind of like certain sets and certain things that I really like. But I'm starting in kind of numerical order by year, and so the first up is a 90 Bowman Tiffany Larry Walker rookie. Again, all Tiffany cards are to me cool from the 90s. Here's a Topps Tiffany Nolan Ryan, so this is a 5000K. It's a 9. Here's my two Tiffany Frank Thomas rookies. I got a 9 and an 8. If I get a 10, I'll have close to the full set. So 91 Leaf, Leaf Kirby Puckett Elite, Topps Traded. So I need to get the Tiffany version of this. This is the regular Topps Traded Ivan Rodriguez rookie, but there is a Tiffany version. Here's a Shield, Bo Jackson. And I have a partial set I don't have in here because it's so big. But I have about 2/3 of this whole set. And I'll eventually try to complete the set. But I'm very leery of a lot of graded these cards now because of how often they're forged now. So this set's kind of got a back burner to me because of that. Here's just a base Chipper Jones rookie, a 9. And, you can tell back in the day I didn't care too much because all these cards were collected a while back. When I didn't care so much about grades, which I probably shouldn't. I did a whole video about not being a grade snob. So here you can see where on these 90s cards, I think nowadays most people would say, like, if they're not 10s, who cares? But I still think these are cool cards, like 92 Bowman Mike Piazza, Mariano Rivera, that's an 8. So I was just looking to get the cards. I didn't really care too much about the grading. Especially newer cards, because I kind of felt grading was a little weird for newer cards. When I first started collecting new cards, I thought grading them just seemed odd because they were all pretty nice. But here's a Mike Piazza rookie. This is the Fleer Update 10. More Elites, that's 93. I think those are really pretty. So here's just a regular finest. So here's Nolan Ryan in an 8. And you'll see there's a Frank Thomas in an 8. Then you get into refractors. So I do have quite a few 93 refractors. John Smiley. A lot of Pirates, I would get the Pirate guys. Caros, Mitch Williams. You know, so it's like, this card is supposedly pretty rare. This is the Joe Carter and an 8. But evidently the Joe Carter is a little bit of a harder one to get. So it was worth some better money at one point. A lot of 93 refractors have actually gone down a little bit in value just because there's more than the original estimated print run based on pop reports. So people are a little weary because now they don't really know how many actually there are. Reggie Jefferson. I don't have too many stars, you can see, but here is Fred McGriff, the crime dog. That's a great card. Lee Smith, who's a Hall of Famer. Scott Erickson, who was good for a little while. I do have, I think, a few pretty nice. The Pirate, there's Paul O'Neill, which is a cool card. That's a 9. And then Edgar Martinez is a 7. So, Hall of Famer there. Now, moving on. So, like, that's the refractors. This set was, I've kind of highlighted. I opened a couple boxes of this product just trying to find this card. So I'm just buying it, but this card is from 93 Select, rookie traded. This card was like Ghost when I was a kid, and I was glad to get it. And the one behind it is also a Ghost. In fact, until I bought the card, I never actually ever seen this card up close and in person. It was never at card shows or no dealers I knew had it. The product itself, rookie traded, just wasn't popular enough for people to really bust that much, and these cards were short prints, and so both the Ryan and the Piazza were pretty short printed. So trying to find those cards is tough. So moving on to 94 Finest, which to me was I didn't like the design of the set. It's really grown on me, but here is a refractor. So here's the Bonds refractor. In the Frank Thomas. And this is like a card that I really dig. I mean, I don't even have the Griffey in 94. So this is a card that I just love, the Thomas. And I'd love to get the Griffey. The retro set that came out with recently, I think last year, put a lot of people buying this set again. And the rainbow effect is kind of prettier than I originally gave it credit for. But it was a letdown after 93. I will say that. So here's Dufek. So this is one of the lost insert kind of cards. This Dufek's printing process, which is kind of refractory but different, more textured. This doesn't really exist anymore. And this is again one of those things where the 90s kind of had some cooler stuff. Bowman's Best Vlad, this is a 9, and here's a 9 Scott Rowland. Now I do have this card, which is one of the main parts of my collection that I've been trying to add more of, which is the 95 Bowman's Best refractor, and I definitely want to get the Vlad refractor. But Scott Rowland's going to be a Hall of Famer soon, so I'm hoping that card does go up. 95 Finest, Frank Thomas. I love 95 Finest refractors. Here's a McGuire. Moving on to 96, so here is a gold Chipper Jones refractor. Again, that 96 set was so groundbreaking. This is like an ironic card. So I bought this card just because I thought it was so funny that you get one go card a box, and then for Topps to make your one go card be a checklist seems like a cruel joke. And so I thought that was kind of a funny card to just pick up. But here's the gold Sandberg. So I just love those gold cards. Now, moving into other sets, some of these sets are pretty. Like here's 97 Ultra. Here's a Thomas Diamond Producers. These cards are very shiny, foil board, pretty. And this is a gold medallion, so you can see the little gold medallion logo right there. And what I love about PSA is they don't really sometimes mark what the card is, so there's no mark that this is a gold medallion, but it actually is. Here is an international Frank Thomas refractor. Again, I love refractors. This is one of those ones that 96 and 97 Bowman's Best are just really rare. Not a lot graded. Piazza Elite 10. More gold cards. Here's another Frank Thomas refractor. So this is the base bronze from 97. Great design, and I love it when they're gold, that design. Here is a Frank Thomas gold card from that set. 97 Finest. I have 2 of them. Here's a 10. So, really interesting card. Bartolo Colon rookie card. Totally certified platinum gold. And so, supposedly the platinum golds are really rare. I don't actually know. Maybe I don't want to say a popular. But I know that they've been estimated to be very low print run. These are gorgeous cards. These 97 Pinnacle Totally Certified. Um, I just think that this is a sleeper set because it's so refractory. I think people are going to really start chasing these certified cards, and I just picked up that Mirror Gold Griffey. I just think that those cards are the next thing to really hit hard if you're going to be speculating on 90s inserts. That's one that's really hard. This is one that looks like an insert, but this is the base card from EX 2000. Again, at the Frank Thomas. And then here is a card I thought was kind of cool. 97 Chrome Jackie Robinson Refractor. I just think that's a cool card. All right, almost done with the graded cards, and we'll go into some ungraded. So here is my 2 graded 98 Donner's Crusades. I got Moses Alou green and Ricky Leday purple. The purples are 100 and the greens are 250. Again, I need a Griffey. That's like my number one wish list card is the Griffey Crusade. Here is a Codeine McGuire 98. Coming off of the finest, gold and silver and bronze refractors, the embossed die cuts. To go to this set, a 98 finest, where they were just pitting, they were either doing double-sided refractors with or without peel. I mean, it's just not as cool, as what they did the year before. So this set was a kind of a letdown too, but that's a 98 finest McGuire. They had these cool inserts. So, in 97 finest, the inserts were the gold and silver cards and refractors. And this set actually had real inserts. So this is actually a real separate insert from that set. 98 Chirography. So this is one of the ones that, the Griffey Chirography auto is just amazing. Beautiful set. Again, some 98 Topps Chrome. Clout 9. So this is like a 1 in 72 pack insert set. And then Sign of the Time. So here is, again, I've got the Griffey. I just got it back graded from SGC. I've got the Griffey, and then there's supposedly like less than 200 of those cards, or 200 of those cards ever been printed. But these are some of the prettiest autos and sets that ever been done for autos. That 98 retro in. Here's another short print, cool card from that set, and that's the Nolan Ryan. So I got the Griffey and Ryan from that set, so I'm really excited. And then, just some 99 SP Chirography, Troy Glaus, SP Signature, Pat Burrell. 99 Topps, I really love this set design. I want to get more autos from that set. And then 99 Upper Deck Century Legends, Bob Feller. One of the best card designs, again, for an insert set ever made. And then going through some of the raw cards I've got, you got your Hot Gloves from 94. So I pulled this out of a pack, actually. Again, this is a card I pulled out of a pack, which is the mirror image, I think from 98 or 97 Bowman's Best. And this is, again, it looks like a Superfractor. Frank Thomas. Cut above. So I got a couple cut aboves. I got Mo Vaughn and Frank Thomas. That Frank Thomas is a great card. So again, this card might actually get graded at some point. But just how intricate those die cuts are compared to what you see today. And again, that's a good example of a card where they don't really put a lot of effort into the modern cards compared to a card like that. Another Crusade, Tom Glavine. Great card. More signature Century Legend cards from Upper Deck. So Johnny Bench, Yogi Berra, Frank Robinson, Vlad Guerrero. Again, from just a total cards, and kind of like how good the inserts are at that time period. 90, that Century Legend set might be the greatest insert autograph set ever made. Last two cards I want to show. I'll show a few more cards actually. But the last two of the kind of like holder cards, I guess, is the Cal Ripken and Mike Piazza linchpins, and I've been trying to put the full set together, and I got the Griffey as well. I need the Frank Thomas, so that's definitely a card I'm looking for. And then, as far as other cards, the one thing I was going to show you is, I have been accumulating Crusades. And so, like, here is kind of, my raw Crusades. So, Manny Ramirez, Christensen, Paul Molitor, again, Hall of Famer, Deion Sanders, Barry Larkin, Eric Young, Eric Milton, Jason Kendall, Jose Guillen, Todd Green, Maglio Ordonez, Levon Hernandez, and Raul Mondesi. And so I've been trying to get these 98, whenever I can get them. And so that's, my goal is to, maybe do that whole set. And once I get that Griffey, obviously it'll be a much easier set to accomplish. And then I have been picking up some autos from those years. So here's a Troy Glaus, Bowman's Best. But again, here's some chirography autos. Ivan Rodriguez, Paul Molitor, another Mike Messina, Scott Rowland. So Willie McCovey signature card. I think these are, again, just awesome autos. And then 99 SP signature. So Billy Wagner, Raleigh Fingers, Frank Robinson. And then Upper Deck Ionic. So I pulled this actual out of a pack, but it was a redemption. So Ben Davis, Scott Rowland, Burrell, Jose Canseco, Morris, Harvey Killebrew, Warren Spahn. Another year retro. So here is Ivan Rodriguez, and then here is the Scott Rowland. So, a lot of cool, cards from that time period that I love. I've started a few sets, and it's like anything else. You start a set, you kind of wait a little bit, you get hot and heavy, and then you back off. And that's my MO. I haven't finished too many sets yet, but I've started some of them, and they're hard to finish. I mean, some of the stuff is pretty rare. But that's looking to my 90s collection. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, it's just to showcase something. And the reason why I did it as well is because, I am currently cleaning my man cave out a little bit to rearrange everything, to be able to do more, live streams and to do more stuff down in the man cave. It's quieter. I don't have to do it so late because I don't have to wait for the kids to go to sleep. Secondly, I want to show off some of the collection I have down there, and put it in the backdrop and have more space to process cards and comics and put things up and store things properly. So that's been a big project, and hopefully when I get it done, I'll show it to you guys and it'll look nice. But I mean, I probably had, 20,000 raw cards just sitting around, probably 2,000 comic books just sitting around that I've got to sort and do something with. So it takes a while to put everything up. So it's just, I've been working on it for about 3 weeks. And so hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to do another video down there with my new setup. And I'll let you guys know when that's going to happen. And but hope you like my 90s review and my collection of 90s cards. And I'll be talking about football pretty soon as well, because I got a lot of cool 90s cards as well that I'll show off. And hopefully you want to see that video and like and subscribe. Tell me what you like, what you want to see more of, and I'll do that. And I'll see you next time. Bye.